are going to be scrapping for every
Okay, chat.
inch of
Fnatic on
stance
defense,
here
PRX
Sunset,
on
a
attack.
map that Fnatic are forced to play.
And PRX use the wall. It creates a lot of pressure over towards A.
Nice and grouped
Taking
up.
timings here. It's good in the alpha
Contact
plant.
plays.
Good for sneaking up.
Hoping that they can grab an unaware player.
Fnatic with a heavy lean over towards B, and they just play A on retake. You might see a 5v5 retake here.
You could well run into somebody holding a 1 and
5v5 retake, and Divine has wall. Forsaken doesn't have TP, so they're not going to go for any kind of trick play. It's wall or wall.
Starting to get over towards that A site. Fnatic. 5 plays here, double.
Big duel for something.
Something has to be the stopping player in emotion, and already trying to take a fight straight through spawn. Nade sailing up and overhead through main though, and these players getting squeezed.
Yeah, wall's not going to get broken for a while though, so PRX can kind of focus on this.
That it's the first of many, but it's a slow orb as well, just to slow the approach.
Patman has to do some damage here, otherwise I think it might be done.
Being played. Fnatic know that they have plenty of time to work with here. There's a time to potentially missed again.
Keep an eye on Alpha. Dude, just straight up stick with this one as well, vision block. Yeah, they had to hold on to some kind of map control. They let him take everywhere. Yeah, they had like no pressure heaven obviously, but they lost everywhere else.
And the squeeze really came down onto something. He had to hold 2 players off on the flank and then got caught by that recon.
Yeah, and they just didn't deal with the flank.
Nice! Come on, man! Come on! Bring me the
Bring me the pistols. He's bringing that one back. Jason Lake.
A nice idea from PRX. I think you can see both teams.
That might have been nearly 20 years ago.
And here, looking like there might potentially be a crunch play in B. Boaster's got a paranoia he could go for.
Cycling through the util. Chronicles hunting for heads.
1-0 on the pistols. Divide, Sheriff, Patman, Sheriff. Something that I liked about that from Fnatic though, the retake was good. They make sure they pressured behind, right? If you actually looked at the map control the PRX had, it was this at the end. That was it. With pressure everywhere. Bit of a nightmare.
Their hands on that trophy, lift it. Add another one to the tally perhaps for some of them. Chronicle, one of our most storied players of all time.
And Alfia as well, who's making a run towards MVP at this event. I think might be the first contact against these eco players. He's able to challenge.
Not too bad. Omen flash to push through. It was a great Omen flash. Omen flash hit the 4 behind.
Players in their place. When the Alpha's taking liberties, this is a guy that has been let loose, unleashed, an MVP candidate. Of course, he can take these risks with just a pistol in hand. He's not going to be offering up any sort of guns here.
30 seconds left. Spike
Death by 1,000 cuts. PRX are feeling right now.
Okay, not messing about at all.
And another really solid.
Yeah, it's really good.
PRX not doing anything too crazy just yet. We know that this is a team that can turn up the tempo massively, but early on here on Sunset, playing for all maximization, playing to slowly contact into areas and try to figure out what this Fnatic defense looks like. The more you contact, the more important people like Alfia and his utility become. And Crashies, the drone, the recon, Alpha's trips and
does Sliggy do his patented backflip? Mate, you've been receiving some fake news, mate.
4 players stack from Fnatic.
Don't know what stream you've been watching.
Crashies, the lone defender today, full confidence in the retaking kayak.
Okay, big round. Heavy armor for everyone. And I like this from Fnatic. This, it's been a while since Sunset came back, and this pause honestly is unexpected a lot. A little bit of running here as well. Of the early info. Big duel. Oh yeah, big kill.
What a challenge to take.
That's the passive pressure over towards A as well with that one.
It's difficult to expect the other 4 stacked up behind, but Kayak has read it.
Oh boy, they might have to do a timeout early. Fnatic showing no fear.
PRX are left
yeah, but it also was a lot down to this push right here. Heard the fake pressure, heard them run back, maybe heard some of these.
It's composure that sailed them all the way through here. The rifles, it's going to have to be raw heroics to see if he can stand a chance in this one. PRX none the wiser. Lurks, Alfia dropping Divine and a spike
we gotta,
in their laps.
Gotta time this one out early, I think.
Jing's got an impossible task ahead of him, a 1v4 stuck in elbow. Even if he tried to save, it's not going to work. 30 seconds, spike abandoned. Fnatic can put the squeeze on. They'd love to get another rifle on board. and deny it away from PRX.
Percentage.
He can't even get
It's
one.
not looking great. A lot of upgrades for Fnatic here. I think early timeout. Just tell them it's okay. They're a little scared, a little nervous. And Fnatic are honestly disrespecting them. The no info sentinel, they're playing against it, a lot of fast flanks.
But to be able to do that in your first global event, in your first grand finals, that is confident. That's what you need. And the other part too is they're stressing the flank. PRX don't have a Cypher.
It's a good time. It's a good time for this. Again, to just kind of do a recap, Sunset and Pearl are pretty heavy PRX sided with what we've seen from Fnatic. So if Fnatic can steal this, this is a huge win. Like that's pretty much the win condition for them to win this final. They got to try steal one of them.
Let me tell you, when you get to grand finals, when you get into that best of 5 territory, forget the strategy. The experience plays the biggest
Shaking off the
difference.
nerves. The problem with shaking off the nerves is this is one of the maps you're meant to win. So being nervous for this one is not great.
And they've always missed the mark. It's one of the things that's going to be circling around their heads.
And if you think all the way back to Copenhagen,
okay, Outlaw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There can be one shot.
I mean, even in the current Yoru Breach era is a bit of a mad idea to comprehend. They were always happy to go in and throw the punches and see what landed. Whereas Fnatic, I think, are going to be coming into a game like this with heavy ideas and strategy and ways of anti-stratting and breaking down what PRX have got in store for them. Especially on maps they knew were coming early, like here on Sunset.
The Outlaws could thrive in this setting. See your players on half armor. Dart.
It's nice from Fnatic. Normally you get to take B main for free.
Never doubt that recon was going to get broken. Crashy's always had that, leaving Kayak to hold onto the smoke. Forsaken.
Yes, risky business.
Yeah, he's
but
trying to
again,
look for the Cypher Veto.
Like this,
It's another good Omen flash from Boaster.
Taking control out towards market already. Stray shots. No damage.
Wait, Boaster is in trouble though.
Putting in the crunch.
Dude, the wall ended up kind of separating them. No, he did get one before he went down though. Again, everyone can be one shot on this. They definitely got to be careful for Kayak. He's got pretty much the best gun.
PRX have done a great job of getting back into this round. Put a serious squeeze on the Boaster. He just couldn't hold up to the pressure.
Oh.
Trying to do some damage towards the end.
Good trade, big 1v1. TP's very nice. Ooh, nice shot from Alpha. Very, very nice. It was a good low buy from PRX. I think Patman did good to eat the Omen flash with carrying W King forward.
Where things got sticky. Light weaponry, only stingers out for PRX, but they're still down 0.
Chronicle getting a kill there might have been a difference maker.
Boaster threw a counter paranoia to try to keep players back
gets a
in
kill there.
Patman just ran through. Just kept running forwards.
A great first shot.
Living and breathing by the W Gaming. And it did put Boaster and Crashies in a tough spot that Alpha had to recover. Come on, let's go. A 4-0 lead, and now Kayak has the funds to be able to bring out the op. He is alone.
Okay, a lot of ults for this one. Obviously, if PRX lose it, they can't buy next.
Really have the most support in the world.
And Recon to set up the op. Back up Neon ult. Oh, that's some hesitation from Kayak.
You turned into pink mist in a moment's notice here. Crashies, he's stuck, isolated, skipping, hopping, trying to survive. Boaster.
If Jing had
thrown
an aid in there, then surely he would have been dead.
And he gets info. Dude, look at Crashies.
He's already taken the timing against him. He's trying to take it forward.
It's kind of unlucky from him that he didn't get anything from the surprise of it. Wall goes in, and it's looking a little bit similar to the pistol. It's an insane Omen flash.
Only expecting the one.
Not expecting the second. Hold up. Alpha.
Boaster and Alpha going to be left to do it all. Finally, Alpha reveals his hand. Look at the wrist. The hat goes out. It's going to be good information. Hammered up. Start rebounding. The time is going to start ticking soon enough. PRX is still a bit more disciplined. Looking to try and play this one together now. First target down. Boaster's gone and Alpha.
Yeah, very nicely handled. On the board, 3 people surviving. Kept most of the ults, only Razor used.
A critical one at that.
A little bit of a late awakening here on the stage, but nice to see the PRX have got what it takes when there's ults on the board. Slight mechanical error there for Kayak at the
Yeah,
very
Kayak just had
and a shot
hesitation.
actually on the Devi. I think he caught it dead to rights, but just got off the angle at the wrong moment. Chose to scope back up, and that cost him his life.
The elbow post plant, it's it's okay as long as they can hold this.
Already invested pretty heavily economically in the
There
previous
should definitely
round.
been comms
Now,
about
PRX
this
going into the
push, right?
Cypher setup.
That tucked around, it's an instant drone and walking, wading out through mid.
Okay, important rounds. Double push over towards middle. Patman spots both the top mid, but he has no idea about this. Oh, it's going to get weird.
Kayak.
It's going to get really weird.
He's going to hear some damage. Oh, surely hears it, yes. Tip tap of the footsteps, and he bides his time, bides it well. Here's the ult to
Rez.
shuts him down, but up through mid. It's Patman.
They have no idea about Chronicle yet.
Well, it's going to be undoing that damage.
What a weird round this is.
A little bit earlier.
A massive gap in mid here, Brent. For
Oh, crashes.
through completely. Patman as well.
Dude, how did
They
that
cut a swat
end
straight
up
through the
being
middle of this
so
Fnatic
good for
defense.
PRX? It was looking
Just
it was
rotating
looking
through
pretty rough,
Chronicles,
but
have to
the
pick up
one for
pieces
one
and
with
wonder,
Rez is
what
just
the hell happened to this defense macro? PRX were all gathered up towards A.
yeah. Normally you want to
Still
buddy up a
found
little
that
bit better
perfect
against
timing.
the. Honestly,
is
normally
really
most
gonna
people
hurt
don't
the-
push aggro against,
Or start to put the
Sage,
hurt on the
I guess.
Fnatic eco too.
but I think that's just their game plan anyway.
Something in Chronicle. Shoulder to shoulder. He spots out the barrel, so handed a freebie.
But just going for the save here. PRX got good value out of that res. Devi online early.
Let's start
able to
looking at
undo
money.
all of the good work
2
that
4
Kayak
loss
had done with his
bonus.
tiles push.
So everyone can buy
And
apart
again, I just
from
want to stress
Kayak.
how much Fnatic are going for
might
these
be able
mid
to get
pushes on
dropped
these flanks. They're really
Chronicle
trying to
can
abuse.
save this.
Feels like the biggest part of their anti-strat so far is trying to abuse the fact that PRX do not have that Cypher in their composition. Push down, try to get the flanks going for the A retake. Something that Boaster loves to do when we've seen him call in the past on maps like Haven, for example, against these Sentinel-less comps. But this time just missed that timing on Patman.
Yeah, don't mind this from PRX.
And I think
Very
it can be
early in
tough
the
to play
game,
against PRX sometimes 'cause they
get
do
in
take
3K for
unorthodox
everyone.
timing. They're
They did a
willing to
little
take
bit of hunting, but they
more
didn't
risk.
go like over the top.
And so back-to-back rounds. That shot too, instantly denying the Neon ultimate. Creating space for the res.
Too easy, guys, come on.
Alpha
how to
also
play
had
this
all of his Cypher utility on the A site that round. And once again, he's going to put it all down on B, so not using any of it for top mid information, except for this cam, which is going to be able to see
Kayak with the
feet
low
as you
money,
walk up
Boaster
mid.
taking the hit, and it's a big
Alpha's
hit.
not tapping it regularly,
It's
then
Stinger,
Patman could
no
still find the
armor.
timing.
A real switch up as well from the game plan.
Wall smoke over towards here.
No,
A
they're
lot
really
of pressure over
focused on
towards
this
A.
A pressure.
And Fnatic have been doing this, right? Smoke over towards B,
it's not
great.
actually Patman
Pressure
who's
over
there
towards
taking
B
the
main.
space.
One of the first times we've seen the Cypher over towards B though as well. So fake pressure at the beginning, with the Cypher over towards
Very
here.
slow
Last
so
time
far
they
on the
showed
attack side
fake
for
pressure
PRX
here,
too,
they
isn't it?
were
Really trying to mess
the
with
Cypher was over towards A.
The dart doesn't clear.
Yeah,
Kayak was
Patman's just
sat nice and
really
pretty.
early with his luck.
Patman none the
There's
wiser,
no
thought he
pressure
caught timing there.
elsewhere to mean that someone should be off of this angle.
Paranoia is going to be sweeping forward, so it's going to be
It was
blinding
like
up Alpha.
they
Nade
maybe
rebounded,
did a
but
bit of bait with the
respect it.
util of the footsteps, but
Market control. PRX is for now, and you see now Hunter's furious, and there's the signs of life. That's from afar. Crashes. We're going to supplement it, trying to put a stop to this one. But
a
PRX,
huge
they're
kill.
denying that
That
momentum
is
they've got.
that is a
This
huge
train
kill,
is not stopping.
and they
Not
got to
here.
break more of that
Not
wall before they
now.
go through here.
They
Okay.
barreled through unconventional passing
They've
there from
stabilized
PRX.
some convincing
Didn't
rounds,
send
and they got
anyone
the
through B main.
Planted.
And
got
Fnatic
the server
left
all out of
wondering.
them.
As the wall came down over towards Boba, slicing off the defenders.
You can
on
definitely
site.
see a little bit of
Chronicle didn't know which way to look.
the lack of practice, I guess, from
Very
Fnatic.
much.
Every
an
time we
adaptation
watch
here
them
for
on
PRX
B,
in
it doesn't look
terms of how
comfy
they're
when they're
approaching this
getting
one.
pressure here.
The game plan coming from Alex, maybe even coming from Mini too. Remember that former Fnatic head coach. is
Stick
now
from Scott,
doing
thank you so
assistant
much for the
coaching
Prime, bro. I
this squad.
appreciate you, dude. Thank you for that.
But the game plan appears
Thanks
to
for
be
the Prime usage.
slower and more deathball-y. They're not trying to split. They're just trying to stay together and take out Fnatic piece by piece on rounds like this. If they haven't had the success over towards Elbow, then working through Market and up to Boba was wondrous.
Mini enjoying
there.
his
This is now
holiday?
3
Ah, he's
rounds
watching
in a row
this.
for PRX. Trying out a
Yeah,
really
he must be watching this. There's no way.
unconventional, slow pace to their game. And at any point here, they can turn up the tempo, and it's going to catch Fnatic off guard.
That's the thing with PRX, though. They're reaching new heights, an evolution for this team now.
Unavoidable. One enemy
A little bit
remaining.
more of that nuance that's available to them, the slower play.
What do you think Mini's rooting for? Mate,
And I think they have
he's
to.
helping out
If you
PRX,
play that
and he's such
undisciplined
good
W
friends with
gaming
Boaster
style,
that
the
he
one
would
where
want him
it's
to
not
lose.
so refined, I think
it's one
Fnatic
of
eat that
those.
up all day long.
The bragging
They're a
rights
disciplined team.
he has
They
over
love
Boaster,
absorbing aggression.
not winning an
That
international
old
without him
PRX style
is
just
so
simply wouldn't
insane.
work, I don't think.
He
They have
never
beaten
wants
them
Boaster
before.
to win a
It's one-on-one
trophy
between
again.
these two
Obviously, as
teams,
a
so I'm not
friend,
saying
he's
it
happy if it
can't
happens.
ever work,
But
I
my
don't
god,
think it
the
was
bragging
right
rights he
idea to go
has
into this game with.
until
This
Boaster
tournament,
wins one
we've
without
seen
him
a
is
better,
outrageous.
more thoughtful PRX, willing to pump the brakes and play with a little bit of discipline in the mid-round after doing the same fast pressure. They've still got that killer instinct. They're just willing to temper it. And it's now Fnatic who are going to have to take a timeout of their own. The newer coaching staff, who've had so much success with this roster, looking to add their input into things. And I would say now's the time to try
Okay,
to
low
hit
by
something quick.
3 in a
If
row.
you're PRX, if you wanted to change up the tempo at any point in this game, coming out of your opponent's timeout,
Same smoke or
that's one
change
of
of
the
smoke?
best opportunities for you. It is going to be a bit of a half-buy round for Fnatic. Kayak with a glass cannon guardian, a stinger, and a sheriff around the place.
Okay, Recon
So maybe
to
PRX
check
can play
over
with
towards
patience in this
site.
one and turn up the tempo for the
Yeah,
next.
might be going a little bit fast.
Early B main,
Shock
though,
for the trip,
is
breaks
already
the
a
trip.
little bit different.
Spread out.
This is interesting at the moment, right? See the camera over towards here, full vision,
Looking forward to that
spotting
showstopper.
legs in this area. So at the moment, the whole line of middle,
Contact
they
plays
know
forward
there's no
again.
pressure over
Assist poking
towards
out.
here.
Now spotted here
Oh,
with
this
a
might be a
snake
ride for
bite rebound.
Fnatic.
Ricochet Chronicle looking to try and
Let's see,
slow
let's see
them
what the
down.
duels are
Avoids
like.
behind this one, it's a delayed hit. Jutting smoke, you gotta be careful of this one. Alpha inside it, trying to sidestep straight towards it.
No way, he
Something
didn't win that.
just dismisses him. And Jing already taken up that timing. Slips into the gap and finding his mark. Boaster has to operate at a bit of run and gun. Backside control is still there for Fnatic.
Spike planted.
Plan down now for
One
PRX.
enemy remaining.
And PRX are not stopping, they're not content with just the front. They want the entirety of this map.
How did they win that with 4 people surviving? No
Really good
pressure over
adjustment there
towards
as well.
market. That's kind of
Alpha,
nuts.
a little unfortunate, does hit the 140 with the Phantom. You see there the aim
Yeah,
punch on something.
Alpha had to win that duel.
Alpha moves away thinking that he's already got the kill. His crosshair resetting onto the next target before even confirming that something had hit the deck. And after a 0-4 beginning to this map, it feels like PRX, the vibes are back.
Yeah.
They've tied up the game, and going into this,
My guy.
Kayak
My guy's in the
once more
final
picking
just
up the
singing.
operator. It's still a slow beginning actually for PRX.
Big change up from
Really not
Fnatic
trying
as
to
well,
challenge
right?
early
We've been
on.
speaking about
It's
the
been more
Cypher
about
over towards B a little bit, but this time
And
they get
then
early
the
info
question
over
becomes,
towards B
who's
main.
actually
And they have
holding
been
the
getting early
contact
info
for
with
Fnatic? 'Cause
the
often
camera,
they're playing
right? Last
really
round was a good
passive
example,
lines.
but
And here you just see Boaster jiggling. And
Kayak with the ops,
Kayak
and
holding
definitely got to
elbow.
keep an eye on drone and
Operator in
ult.
hand, one of the best tools for the job, but seeing signs of life. Jing, that's his cue to go. Sending it ricocheting
Sure.
against the wall. That's no damage done to Boaster.
He's-
He's eager to draw that blood.
Not
Trying to
overstepping.
wrangle control of the rifle. Kayak's
Oh,
been
that's a big
overwhelmed.
miss again from Kayak.
PRX crack open the A site. And crack heads while they're at it. Jing.
Oh boy, he might have double
not
him.
content with just a few.
Yeah.
Device
He's not who I thought
steals
was going to
them
get the kills though.
right from his sight line.
Little rough for
A huge
Fnatic at the
round and
moment.
defense collapses again from
Yeah,
Fnatic.
it is just
Kayak
collapsing though.
had to
That
hit
is
that
the
shot. He put
prime
himself
word
on
for what's
such
going on.
An aggressive
Just a collapse
angle.
on site.
A really deep
both sides
position
at the
that you
moment.
see this Neon dive from.
His shot
in
probably should have
elbow.
hit.
And if he doesn't hit the shot, then he
I will
can't
say
escape.
again though,
Neon's got great maneuverability.
like
but you've got to
Jing
get the first in
not
order to
W
avoid getting
king after
traded.
he doesn't get a kill with the ult.
A Boaster fell shortly afterwards.
That is
with
something
that
new
scramble
this
in the
year.
smoke. Chronicle
You got to
once
give him
more.
that. That is
Not
what they're
really
bringing
able
in
to have
that's
too
new
much
this year.
impact
There is
in
elements of
his
discipline
fifth
to
grand
PRX.
final appearance. Thus far, PRX have been avoiding him mostly. A couple of times now that we've seen him save, and Divide back up to another res, by the way. So got his second available, and that's just a really nice tool for being able to deal with those early skirmishes if PRX play as a pack.
Omen kill.
I think it'd be fair to call them
Enemy
fan
remaining.
favorites.
Oh yeah.
From the plant, down, dude.
All smiles here.
That's why I was saying yesterday, I really feel like Fnatic are going to be the villains of this story. They've set themselves up as the
Force them
barrier
down
between PaperX
to another
and the
eco.
trophy that's always
5 in a
one step
row,
out of
and
reach.
something still
You have
has
to
his
go
ult.
through
Hasn't
a
needed to
team
use
that's
it.
managed
They've
to
gone
do it
from
back
no
to
money
back,
to
but at the moment,
most
PaperX
people
have picked themselves
have a
up
max.
after a bad start and have been pretty much flawless since then.
The early timeout has worked wonders.
Kayak once more getting into this deep
A
position,
drone over
willing to
towards
take
B
a bit of a gamble here,
actually wins the
tuck
round right
himself
now.
down
They have
behind
no
this
idea
box in
about
mid.
it, but...
Last time, didn't find too much value from it.
Okay, Fnatic going back to what was working at the beginning, right? Push over towards middle. Lose some pressure on one of the sides, push middle.
Getting a good idea now.
Dude. He's in so much trouble. Chronicle's in so much trouble. He did unbelievable to get one. Res, they're not messing about on this one. They know there's people behind. That's a big duel. Okay, well. It's the difference between a close round and a done round.
Feeling that heat and that stun does good connection. Kayak trying to make some moves.
Ooh, hold up.
Alpha dominates market. This putting a bit of fear now into the step of PaperX, forced the plan towards the back of the site.
Spike planted.
But playing together, Forsaken and Divine need to come up with a plan here for dealing with things.
Well,
Suddenly, though,
I think that's a
split apart,
mistake
trying
from
to get on
Kayak,
either
maybe.
side of the neon
Last scene
wall.
over towards here shows his
Kayak
presence
may
with
be
the wall.
target. Feels like PaperX need to take the fight into one of these guys on Fnatic.
Unless he saw the
Sitting
Sage
ducks
one,
right
kind of knew already.
Alpha,
Great
low
shot.
enough. Shot to the dome, though, will do him in.
Yeah, swing off the
Kayak.
contact of Forsaken.
Got to do it in a 1v2. Biding his time in through the smoke, waiting for something to fade. Eventually there. Barrow sticking out though in a 3-2.
Very, very nice. Well handled from them.
Ransom that 2-round lead.
Even when things are looking tricky, they've got a game plan.Ey've got the right micro calls.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
And that honestly was quite passive.
There's so many rounds in this event that have looked
Like to see him
close to PaperX losing, and then Divide just bails them out.
What he was doing in the mid-round was nice to be able to crack open B main. Alpha wins one hugely important duel against Jing, but couldn't overcome Divide, who's top of the scoreboard, 10 and 5.
Similar setup. PaperX not changing things up. Do they expect Kayak is going to be tarred? Jing!
Kayak's getting
Just the
completely
aim,
wrecked.
Crashies does trade. But now the heat and the pressure is going to be turned up onto Alpha. He steps forwards, a bit of spam coming his way. That's a Hunter's Fury into the back of the site. Alpha trying to capitalize off this chaos. Moving forward, sidestepping Crashies.
Damn, Crashy's dodging all angle kill.
Drops Divide, drops the spike, manages to sidestep the Hunter's Fury in the meantime too, but they know where Alpha is, and it's tough to really support him.
Trying to clear him out. Rifle in hand. Trying to lead the march forwards, and the spike potentially retrievable, but Fnatic have eyes on it.
Yeah, Boaster's done a great job here actually of getting, he's beefed the movement there. Was just trying to get on top of the box. He was in a spot where he could support Crashies, and now there's a dangerous timing until this wall breaks, but it looks like it's just about to expire, and he's been saved for that. 3v3.
They got the Omen ult to pick up the spike. It creates a lot of pressure on the map. Even them just cutting sound in general does this.
Hasn't rotated.
They all, there's no info over towards B, and they all stay silent, thinking that the rotate will go out towards B, and then now A is weak.
Trying to fake out the idea he would have left.
Big duel coming up.
Watchful eye smoke dissipates, but
The timing is crazy.
Too much to deal with Crashies. It's all on him. Tries to buy time.
Damn, dude, he did get one before he went down though. Makes it doable for Chronicle. This is a very smart round from PaperX though.
This situation,
like the mid-rounding here was
Chronicle,
great.
An opportunity for impact.
Looking for an easy fight first. The first most spots it out. Snake bite. No rebound necessary, but doesn't really connect. Something sits it down. Fighter's picked. Thought about, committed. Let loose entirely. And the bullets are raining down on him now. Time ticking away. Spraying away. Chronicles hoping, praying. Hoping that PaperX will give him absolutely anything to reload and run down.
It is an unbelievable round from Forsaken. Smokes were good, got the kill over towards side. Mid-rounding was good with his ult here. Cutting sound was smart as hell. Then the ult pressure of them going back over towards here just really, and they like cleared close as well, right? To see if they had him locked in to know if it would work or not. Really nice. Worth the ult from Chronicle? Yeah, it's worth the ult. It's fine.
Not accurate to hold that smoke as it leaves.
They need a hit. They need some hero runs.
PRX players in the open. Small errors
Boaster, yeah, he kind of messed up a little bit. Smoke fading, pushed forward.
All the way back off the side of that timeout.
Forsaken as well, picking up an attack op. He's got the money to just go for
a plant for Jing.
Just watching mid.
Would be an ult.
And a little pacier perhaps, going for a B pop here.
Lose B main. Reaction was normally over towards middle. This time reaction over towards A. Double push behind. No info sentinels. They don't know about this.
To go heavily prioritizing it. Instead, looking to try to clear the flank.
Oh, dude, look at this lineup.
Look
at this lineup. It'd be crazy right now.
Something is next. Fnatic, full control towards it. There's a paranoia in your faces, and they're going to be disengaging.
Best opportunity for Fnatic to snag around since the first 4.
Leaving PRX to stew.
And PRX thought it was a mid push, realized it wasn't, so now they're exploring mid themselves.
See the shoulder. Forsaken, that is a ballsy TP. A wide off angle played.
Could be on Kayak here. Could be on Kayak over towards A. You see Jing is making his way towards it, but all 3 players on PRX trying to make their own individual timing play.
Jeez.
Can I catch a net?
Holy. No way, dude.
The court access towards it, but still.
Yeah, they can plant back a site safely.
It should be in a good spot.
And this wall's going to give them so much info.
Site needs to be cleared out here.
Oh wait, dude, Fnatic will be devastated if they lose this. Kayak still has ult.
Watch for Lions wall on a bit as the curtain drops. So does Alpha.
Bro, how? This is falling apart so much.
Stop this team. When PRX get going, there's no denying them a Kayak.
My goodness. Yeah, I mean, Fnatic just look a little, you can tell, man, they just look a little lost. It just looks very uncomfy for them in these situations. It's a mad one from Forsaken.
Pull out through Fnatic. A 3v5 that they turn
Big
around
crouch.
with a brilliant lurk play. Again, a great idea of what to do, a great call on it, found the perfect timing. Forsaken looks amazing here. He's even overtaken the
He
ball.
lost the stream time. See what he's saying.
Unreal scenes so far. PRX not slowing down, but we're going to send it down to the floor. A special guest is standing by.
I am delighted to be joined by the Riot CEO, Dylan Jadeja here. Now, Toronto has been such a fantastic host city. Welcome back, by the way. Wanted to ask you, how are you finding the event? And also, what have you been up to?
I gotta tell you, this is such an incredible city. It's home for me. I grew up in Brampton, so it's really special. Yeah, that's right. It's really special to walk the streets of Toronto and see people wearing the Val logo and to be a part of this community. You guys bring such incredible energy to this event. It means so much to us. This is one of the greatest cities in the world, and so to have the opportunity to showcase this to all of our players around the world, that's great. I also would be remiss if I didn't take a second to say thank you to all the players here, to all the players who are watching this online, to the co-streamers and the influencers. You guys make it possible for us to bring this event to our players. So I just want to say thank you to everyone. I got the chance yesterday, by the way, to go back to Brampton. The food is the best in Canada. I just got to say, so.
I completely
he got a lot
agree.
in a short amount of time.
It's made it even more special by the fact Valorant just
Viz, thank you so much for the
celebrated
prime.
its
Thank you.
birthday. I
Prince as well,
remember
thank you
being
for doing
there
that.
when the game came out, so I wanted to ask you if you could maybe reflect and tell us what it was like on, on launch day.
Yeah, it was crazy. We launched Valorant in the middle of the pandemic with no real perspective on how well it would be loved by players. We knew we had built something that would serve the needs of an audience that cared deeply about a tac shooter. And we thought we had nailed that, but when you launch it in the pandemic, you never know how it's going to play out.
Bodies
and then
into
we
the
didn't know how we were
furnace.
going to serve the game. We were working from home. So we shipped this from people's living rooms. And it wouldn't be where it is if it wasn't for this community. It's been inspiring and humbling to have this be co-created by such passionate players. So we're very, very fortunate and very blessed to have this community build this game with us.
Thank you so much. And also,
Out of
PRX
context,
might lift
that's a
their first
crazy
trophy in 5
title
years
to
as well.
have.
So let's jump back in the game and see if they
Twitch
can
are going to
close us
see
out.
that title and he is getting banned. But there's no doubt in my mind.
We're going to see how this first map all
You
shakes
can't have that as your
out.
title.
Time's already
No
ticking.
one in
These
Twitch is
players
gonna
are
have any
eager to
idea
get
about the
back
context
into
of
the
that.
fight between each other, Fnatic and PRX.
What an end
What a
to that half,
lunatic.
though, for PRX. I mean, if there was any team with momentum here, it would be them. Take a look at the Coinbase Econ.
What was his
report.
title? Actively shoveling bodies into the train's
See if you
engine.
can pick out a player for
What's his-
PRX that
what's
would
the
be
title?
looking to try to invest heavily in the defense half. This is not a map that you expect them to be going too much towards the operator. You know, they
Robin
eliminated
Who, thanks so much
Ascent,
for the prime, dude.
example,
Thank
which
you,
is where
thank you.
Something's going to be going heavy with that. But here, it's more to do with them playing as a pack, playing as a death ball. And I think Jing and Devi have been great at being able to set up those tip of the spear moments with Forsaken either coming in behind or setting up lurks. And they've just all had phenomenal impact so far. Really feels like they've settled into the
So
rhythm of
1-0
this
on
map.
the pistol. It started off as a 4-0 and then this is now an 8.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
been
I think-
looking...
Listen, they're a
When they got
great
to
team
buy
that
rounds
got
and
deep in a
PRX
lot
kind of
of
stabilized and were ready
but
for
winning has
the
eluded
pushes
them.
behind, it looked a lot
And you
better. I
gotta
will
hope
say,
that they
these
don't
two
choke
had a
another, I
lot
think.
of individual
At the
rounds
moment,
that
though,
saved them a
set
little
up
bit as
in a
well.
great position
Like,
on a map
Devi
they
and
should have been favoured on.
Forsaken, maybe even 2 rounds each to their name.
A lot of running around occurring.
Of, like,
PRX are
important
stacking
kills.
A towards the 4 players. Early setup, creeping and crawling forwards. Chronicle has to be the player to receive. It's an off angle for him. Damage!
Wow,
Donovan
Chronicle did
Moore!
insane to get that kill and then
Chronicle
track the
and Alpha,
other.
I mean, they just put those
Might be a double
players in
pistol
their
here.
backpack.
Toxins going up.
Something's going to try to recover this one. Actually might have caught a timing. Back around the back.
Yeah, he has good timing,
Scurried
but
away. Chronicle and Alpha live to
think,
fight another day. Alpha has been going re-exploring.
Yeah, he's going to have to take down Flight. It's not clean.
the two,
Stretch of
the
imagination,
two body
something
shots for the bodies on him.
down to 10 health as a result of it.
I mean, the damage has just been done. Unless Patman's got one of his craziest rounds in him.
Doesn't clear most of it though. This is an impossible scenario for Fnatic. A pistol round in their sights. Already control. Tripled up. In through the back of the site. Main is theirs from Kron.
Last player standing.
Lurking into the fray. Patman is the last one left now to stand against this. What can he really do? The rookie. Not a lot. Revealed up.
That's a good go at it.
It's a
Okay,
classic
double
right
pistol
click,
for
simple
Fnatic.
enough.
So both pistols in this map going the way of Fnatic. But really very few rifle rounds. I mean, one, if you could even call the bonus round that in the first half.
Remaining.
Going the way of the EMEA team.
Did I kill you?
So we'll see if that trend continues. Fnatic got a great start out, and they just couldn't convert any further. But PRX, that same gap that Fnatic were trying to exploit in the first half by sending flanks, pushing mid, that gap does still
Okay,
exist
for
here
PRX,
on
the only thing they
defense
buy
side.
into
That
this
lack
is
of
a frenzy.
information.
It's
For example, in this round, how
smoke
open
close
market
to
is.
potentially dodge a recon if they were going to do it.
Deep control. PRX just disrespected him
Okay,
really.
Nate to make sure that
Flush
for
of the
sure they
nades,
get that
turn up
up.
some ults.
The slower that Fnatic play, the more that PRX are going to be worried about those gaps. And it means that PRX themselves have to be pretty proactive in the defense.
I think
If you
PRX's
play against
defensive wall is
PRX
better
and you
than
just hit
Fnatic's.
sites over and over,
Than
you
this
make
one,
their job very
I don't
easy.
mind their
You don't have to worry
defensive
about the
wall.
lurks, they
It's just the
play
fact
for the retake.
it just looked like they hadn't had much
But when you
practice
play
playing around
slow,
it.
the way
Like,
the
it's nice
poster
for fast
falls,
rotates.
there's gonna
It's
be
nice for
worries
holding
in the
back a
back
sight.
Forsaken's
But
mind.
it just
And they'll
looked
have to take timings like this
looked a
to really
little
clear
lost.
mid and then spread back out.
This is obviously nice to create pressure over towards here.
One for that 3-2-1 swing.
But I don't think Fnatic's
Can't get
wall is
immediately
like
out, at
bad.
least for the due diligence. Clearing out the way. This
Wait,
is
they kinda
PRX
isolate
trying
two
to
on
flood their
site.
way back in. They've only got pistols.
Wait.
Trying to make the most of it right now, but again,
Okay.
bodies top
I was going to say, if Kayak actually doesn't frag out here, it could have
Yeah,
got a little
not
crazy.
much longer.
Could have been a gun picked up. Works out pretty well. Double
This
armor
half here,
rebuy,
Fnatic
and they
looking
can
to see if
throw
they can
away
convert
these and
this
buy
bonus. It's
extra
gonna
if
be a
they want
healthy
to,
one.
but they'll probably keep it as a bonus.
And PRX are going to play to try to flood. They love playing quickly. As you put the spike down, they're going to be running back into sight, trying to deny you. Very coordinated with their utility as well, but fast-paced. So far in this
We are
tournament,
holding this A, bro. We are defending now again on side.
yeah, they're not even going to have the chance to get into post plants very often and play these really calm, controlled post plant setups. It's going to be frantic. They're going to feel like defenders, just as Kron said.
Fnatic are getting a glimpse into mid. Jump spots. Info gathered.
Looking to diligently clear these
I
corners.
do think PRX have
waiting
good.
to see if any of the PRX
They
players
have a
tried
good
to
way
take
of
tricky
dealing with
aggro
this,
timing.
right? Just the Sage wall over the top here very strong, in my opinion, if they want to do that.
Causing some concern, but
Every time the
cleared out
smoke
now
goes
by
up,
Fnatic.
they kind of have to keep 2 here, but the Sage Wall here, and also the pressure that you can be on top of it, kind of gives you the info, right? Sage Wall goes out, it blocks this, and the pressure of you being and punishing someone in this area is strong.
The defenders can back out of A and
Yeah,
go
they kind of have to have 2 people to clear this. See, ready for this, they're going to spam, get ready for a swing. Right, and then a one-way can come in and they can punish on this. You could nade over the top.
They're poking, prodding, just trying to bring it down. It's going to be fading in a moment's
Wait,
notice, and while that was occurring, something was the only player holding top mid. He's gone. Kai takes him out. Forsaken responds.
A great reply on this one.
Paranoia is going to be sweeping forwards as well, putting a bit of...
Definitely got to keep an eye on both, though, making a lot of space over towards B main. Hasn't really cleared this yet, though.
Crashes the one with a spike here, and he's going to be
Dude, that's nuts from Crashes.
Full control here.
that was really nuts.
They need a miracle in it now. Around the spam. It's been picked up, but
Yeah,
Jing
that
is straight
spike
there.
down.
Bullet to the body of Alpha.
Dude, Forsaken's
There's
playing
not much
great.
left that they can really do from this spot. PRX up to 9.
And Forsaken does such a great job holding market.
Yeah, and honestly, looking at their plan here, I think it's good. Like this wall over towards A is going to be a bit of a nightmare for Fnatic. They got to slow play, break it. I know they used to slow play him, but the later it gets, the more likely someone's going to do plays like this from Crashes.
And then catches even a timing on Crashes.
Don't mess with me, okay?
And that kind of conditioning is going to cause Fnatic to use more utility, be more cautious, always doubling up.
Don't mess with me.
Forsaken steps forward again.
Oh,
he's been caught on the other side of the wall.
Yep.
Oh no. Oh no, that's a big...
That's rough. He was trying to break.
Yeah, I'm not sure you can do that after you said don't mess with me.
That's a fumble.
It is a ranked play though. Like you close the door and you play in front of it. But then he kind of just missed his first shot.
Be slow and steady by Fnatic.
And this time PRX do what I was talking about, where they wall up and leave. But they're pushing the other side of the map. Getting Patman in a pretty deep
yeah, wall over towards A again gives them that early information, and now they want to try back over towards the other side with this being
going to be occurring on both sides. Here's something. Just drifts right into the crosshair play.
Jing, you're an absolute lunatic. Holy, though, they did pretty good to make it into a 1v2.
Find the advantage on the edges left to Patman. Scrambling, running right into the side.
Man, Jing, that was... I mean, they had to do something.
You love to see plays like that from PRX.
Oh, it's a rough mess up for Forsaken. It's a rough round to do this from Forsaken.
But Fnatic dealt with it.
Great shot.
Maybe this is the kind of pace that they're more comfortable playing against. They were very ready for that peak from something. It's super similar to what Forsaken went for in the previous round, trying to time
Yeah, force them back down to an eco as well.
As much
Costly.
As Jing got value from that peak, Fnatic come out on top. Another good start to a half. But that didn't stop PRX from coming back and getting 8 in a row.
So over towards A. And they could do a punish of the wall that's here. If they go to break the wall, you could raise all over the top. Right, you know they're committed. You would get a kill off of it.
PRX are just clearing out A right now.
But it does look like they feel like A orb is just free at the moment. Every single round they're pretty much just farming this orb.
Especially when you want to play that flood defense style. Puts a lot of pressure on the planter. In this round,
Jing, hero gun, Divine, Stinger.
Towards B. And Patman, he's been trying to challenge this. Once more, they do not want to give any space for free. Fnatic are going to have to fight to get into these
Yeah, and the way they're breaking this wall really... I'm saying makes it obvious that there's one. I mean, it was nicely done from Fnatic. It looked like they were very aware that this might be the play. And we even said it might happen. Did he throw his gun before he went for the play? No, he didn't. So the hero gun, it gets lost over towards here as well.
The only defenders, the only players to try and put a stop to it.
Jesus, what was that?
Kayak. It's going to be offloading that ultimate now. Overdrive in hand. Trying to put a stop to Patman, and there's only so much you can do. There's a neon AD in your face. Inevitable at this point here. Trying to go for the trade out.
People are way too good with this gun, man. Insta dink on the second.
And Alpha is the hero of the round.
PRX might timeout here.
Takes a pretty large risk in stepping forwards to the showstopper, but catches a nice timing onto Jing. catches him in the side, utilizes his ultimate, and they realize there is a huge gap in the defense all the way up mid into Market and Boba. And they catch these players on the B side, separating them entirely from those defenders that would love to rotate and support. Here's the timeout once again, called by Coach Alex. This was what made all the difference before. Alex had some input, and they ran the next 8 rounds in a row on their attack side, PRX. What's the adjustment here? I think it is very tough to play against Fnatic's slower pace style. When you don't have a
Fnatic,
sensible
I mean,
in your composition,
the double
you can't just
pistols
sit back.
helped them out a lot.
You've got to meet that caution with some aggression of your own.
But honestly, I think if PRX don't make
To some
individual
degree,
mistakes, they'll be okay.
PRX today need to be playing fast and cocky, yeah, but they also need to be playing smart. They need these adjustments coming through from Alex to be able to tell them the right times to go aggro, the right ways in which to play the retake.
We can see from the money situation, Devi opting into the operator, might still stick towards it.
Big change up is Devi open.
Maybe a central piece to try and hold together this defense.
And I think
Middle?
the interesting
Selfish wall
component
middle
of
or
that
just
too
normal
is
angle?
the Sage, and the wall is also an essential component of their mid-rounding defense and their info game. So is he going to play for the wall early and then in the mid-round get posted up with the op, or does he try to take early angles and ignore the fact that his wall could be finding them good value in the mid?
Little money check-in. 4 people from PRX that can't buy next.
For now.
Got a
We find towards the top.
shock
So
to
Cam
break the
taken
trip,
out.
breaks
And a
camera.
double face.
Holy, he
Destroyed.
got absolutely
Oh,
wrecked. That was Alpha with the double
So
headshot,
now
by the way.
you've got no
That
off,
was
no
both
wall,
of
no
his
res.
bullets as headshot.
One of your most important players hits the deck so early.
PRX are left wandering out. To
Ooh,
the
maybe
open,
wanted
but
to get
Alpha,
too much on this one.
Good pick. Best that they could potentially
Yeah,
find.
I mean,
He
there's an
might have
op
even
there if
seen
Jing
2
wants
on the
it,
minimap
but
there as he died, because it looked like
not the main guy to have an
Pac-Man
op.
were doubled up.
So PRX have brought it even.
PRX
4 versus
love
4
a
now.
double
Another
slash
3-2-1
triple
into the
swing on middle, and that is impressive.
Kayak!
That is impressive.
That's
He looked pretty ready
disgusting
for that.
work.
It's definitely one of the things
The
that
neon
PRX
movement as well,
does,
to
right?
just
When like a
glide away from the
4v4,
trade.
3v3, they love a swing over
He's
towards
sharp,
middle.
confident,
Great shots from him.
and starting this hit into the B site. PRX,
Dude, I'm starting to
I mean,
look
they
at the
don't
money
even
as
have
well, and Fnatic
the
have a
tools,
very
the
good go at
funds
this.
here to
3K.
contest, frankly.
They've scrambled away. I look to try and save some of the
Cuss
guns.
Spirit, thank you so much for the 25 months, bro. Thank you, thank you.
Drifting in like they want to try and
Yeah, might have to be
take a
saving
chunk out of
this.
Fnatic.
They've got 4 players that aren't going to be able to buy in the next round.
Yeah, I want to be good. Pick up the op.
I think they've realized it.
One of the players could go for something. If they'd found a lurk, if they'd found a pick. But Pac-Man, he picks up the operator and they just play for it into the next round. 2 opportunities for PRX to be trying to find an early pick through mid. One with the op and one with the double face,
Yeah,
and
they're
both
hunting.
dismantled. Really sharp shooting here from Fnatic.
They're going to be drawing it level with that one. 9-9 for Fnatic.
Okay, they are
That
locked in now.
experience, That grit.
You talk about drawing in, though. Look at the net
The
drawing
distraction.
in. Trying to save.
They got to save them. Forsaken. Steadily
Yeah,
being
they at least got the
overwhelmed
op out
at
of
this
them.
point. Like this Caps are going to try and run him down to the final moment.
Holy.
No respite.
They got them all.
No saving.
And no money.
Consolation prizes, and yeah, no money, like you said, Josh. This is now a dire circumstance.
God, that is
God, what a
wild.
shot.
Dink
That's
dink.
beautiful.
Barely sees a glimmer.
Both hit.
And then the
Crazy.
kayak 1v2 afterwards is spectacular as well. Something doesn't get much of a chance there.
I helped you, bro.
Standing ahead.
PRX are willing to take the risks on rounds like this, and it's
Oh
Forsaken who
my.
goes straight down with the...
Already the deep TP, but he's surrounded potentially there. and
Okay,
it's just
Crash these
offset
kills over towards
immediately.
B main
Going
though.
down.
Dude, this is
Clears
getting
up the series
scary,
of
man.
unknowns. Fnatic
What's the
start to
what's the
slowly
money in
get
res? Okay,
on
oh,
what's
they've got a lot of
going on.
ults though.
They Viper walled for mid, so that Forsaken could push, but that meant that Pac-Man didn't have his own Viper wall in B main that he's been playing around.
Forsaken still stands up, but okay, can't avoid that one. Kayak is sharp
Yeah, his
right
aim's
now.
looking nice.
Fnatic are doing a great job of dealing with all of this defensive pressure, and like I've been saying
gamble
over
stack
and
for
over again,
PRX over towards
PRX
B.
have to do this. It might look
They
like
pick up a
PRX
gun,
are just kind of walking into
And as
their
we can
demise,
see, they've gambled
but
right.
their composition relies on them getting active on defense. They can't just sit back.
Drone's gonna
Fnatic
go
are
in.
not giving them an easy game
and
here.
something.
They are not hitting sights and execing until the very final moments. And by that point,
Okay.
PRX have already
Drone
given them a
didn't see
pick.
anything.
Why not even pressure across the board? Something. Re-exploring.
Guys, 30 seconds
The
on
head
this.
ripped off, but immediately again the answer back's
30
there.
seconds
Mark
left.
it.
Okay, cool. Goes over towards A. They do have enough time. They're
Open
kind of
and
fine.
accessed here for Fnatic. Something's being squeezed.
Imagine
You know where both of
Divide
these
legs
players
it.
are, though. Boaster's just calling with a full rotate over towards A. Something got a kill. Divide threw out a slow orb. Divide even getting picked over towards Boba. And they've got a great idea of where something is.
Yeah, and time
It's a
whittled down.
4v1.
10 seconds left.
No real opportunity here for something.
Yeah, Boaster with the
feeling
plunk.
like he
It's
has
ult
to
for
do
next
it
round
all.
as well.
Spike planted.
So I planted on A. This is a dire circumstance for PRX.
Forsaken only has 800 credits too. So this is just a slam dunk save. Something's entirely on the wrong side of the map with no information, and I don't think he's going to keep a weapon. Alpha spins 90
It's
degrees.
another insane round for Fnatic of money as well for surviving.
Fnatic take the lead back. It's been a while since we were able to say
Even
that.
if they lose one, they're going to have such good money that they have a good chance to reset PRX.
In that first half. Offset now. Fnatic. There is no denying that resilience. They've showed it all tournament long.
One enemy remaining.
There's only a few teams in a history of VCT that have completed a lower bracket run. They would love to add their name to that list.
Lord of ults.
One of those legendary lower bracket runs. FPX at Masters Copenhagen denying PRX the trophy when PRX came through that upper bracket. The first time that PRX ever had a
Double
chance
hold
at
over
the trophy.
towards A. Still getting this orb for free.
Another slow beginning from Fnatic. Never allowing PRX an easy round.
Luna Rabbit, thank you so much for the tier 1. Thank you, thank you.
Cautious tail that they're weaving across the map.
A drone up over the top, trying to get a little bit of information, but doesn't see Alpha yet, tucked behind the pillar.
Gets him an alright amount
Might want to
though.
go for that
Wait,
same
is Divide going to
3-2-1
start
mid
walking?
re-clear.
Oh boy,
Even
he's
Divide
at least
coming
going to see
try
the
help
camera,
it
right?
out.
Come towards it, broken up towards the top. There's fights to be taken, but
that makes me so
otherwise drawn and lurking up onto the angle.
Great
Panther
shot. It's a
deletes
great shot and he
Poster.
takes down Smokes, who had an
For
ult.
PRX, and they put the wall up as well to reinforce towards Market. Watchful eye up towards it, but Alpha! My God, that's instinctual.
And now what? They go over towards A.
Beautiful
Something
timing,
definitely needs
but
to start
Divide's there with
considering
the
using
rest.
his ult on this one.
To try and punish, and this
Oh, that is a
getting
rough
hot
ult.
and heavy, brought all the
Yeah,
way
you
towards
can
them.
tell they're
There's
like a
no
practice
tags
on this one, right?
No
Dude,
clearance,
big crowd for Forsaken. Both
Dropped
ults
right
went
onto
over the heads.
defense. There's that orbs propped up. It's a full spam committal to the clip, but already the timing forwards, that near sight just catches onto Kayak.
Great recon in the end.
Kill though. He's having to put Forsaken in his place and now taking control of the site. In the blink of an eye, there's only 15 seconds left. Slow orb, stun rattling the nade, ricocheting, Kayak being chipped down.
Yeah, very nice from PRX on this one. Enough deaths though that if Fnatic managed to win this one, the next one's kind of crazy. You can just tell from Crashies, right, the angle.
So tough for Fnatic
It's just
to be able
not,
to get the
it's not
strike down in
comfy
that
with the
situation. Not only was the
trying to
timing
ult the res.
against them,
Oh, that's really
but
rough from
something still
Boaster.
had the Hunter's Fury in the
Oh
back
my
pocket
goodness,
too.
my guy.
Boaster going for the fake there and just
Oh,
completely
no.
whiffing the teleport. Mechanical error. We've seen a couple of them today from a few players.
Enemy remaining.
I think that showcases the nerves that can hit even the most experienced people when it comes to the grand finals. The game level though, and PRX with a really critical one to win in that prior. They still have massive ultimates that if they
On your
can
head.
run the time down are going to be super important. That shock dart is supposed to break a trip. And the lineup just off.
Rattling. Handshake with the bullets. Forsaken.
Kayak with some confidence on
Respect
this.
it when the Viper orbs up. Drop down with a double face through the box. No damage done.
Forsaken though is always going to be re-challenging.
The wall's
He's
kind of
super
nice.
aggressive.
Wall's nice, blocks
Trying
it
to
so
take
you
out
can
fights,
hold
and
the
he has,
space
but
with
the
a
rookie in
mate.
his
I
place,
didn't mind that
Kayak.
wall idea from
There's
him.
no more. Chronicle going for a little bit more. Again, these
I do
slow
feel like when
issues.
Forsaken
when
just cannot
Kayak's
be
like
dug
in
out
the
of these
zone
spots.
and he has no
He was doing the same thing
hesitation,
over
I
towards
really
Market
like
to win
his
PRX
trainer
around
for.
previously. Look how much Fnatic is
I remember that
struggling to be
stun
able to
play
keep
that he
that
did with
information
Neon as
over
well.
here.
But like even this wall's
Droning
kind of
in towards
nice.
B, trying to pull defensive rotates. Boaster might be the playmaker up mid.
Yeah.
And Forsaken is here again.
Moved in, drops down though.
Whiffy.
It is Whiffy. No control over the rifle in that
30
spot.
seconds
Something
left.
puts a stop to it. In a
Yeah,
3v5
Jing needs to make sure he doesn't die because
scenario.
he's got the ult.
Still looking to see if they can test towards that A side. Jing propped up. Missed the timing onto the
Jing.
cross. Barely alive
Jing,
there.
Jing.
Just threaded back and forth.
Okay, but do they expect the luck over towards middle? Oh god, Crashy's really good taking timing here. Can they even get a plant down? Big Jewel over towards site. Okay, dude, something managed to kill him.
Connection they were looking for. PRX take back control.
Again, Fnatic have so much money, they're okay to buy.
Two crucially important rounds here towards the tail end, where it looked like Fnatic had properly clawed their way back in, and I think so much of it is down to Forsaken. The space on the map that Fnatic want to try to take, it's impossible.
Yeah, no, I mean Forsaken made a big play over towards site.
He should be respecting utility. Most players would. They wouldn't be
They can
willing to
spam
take
it,
this
Bacon.
level of
So
risk,
fine.
but Forsaken is, and he's constantly re-challenging.
There's people wanting to jump in the engine, right? We can let him
playing
do
on the
that.
very edge of the risk that he can take, but not getting punished for it. And he's just making all of this map control feel impossible for Boaster's calling. That's why Boaster had to make that play up mid in the prior.
Delzelia with the prime. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you, thank you.
Once again, it is only Forsaken defending this spot over towards
Managed to
A.
fuel the,
And yet
fuel
they'll
the
have a
train.
hard task going through him.
Okay, something a bit more set from Fnatic,
not
looking
keen to
like.
give it up.
They might have picked the right
They do
side.
have
It's
a
all down to
camera that they
Forsaken
can
again.
pop that should be able to get a tag and push him off potentially.
Scanning ahead.
Utah's going to be sent flying forwards though to TP. Evacuation back
Dude,
to the
he's
site.
out on
Paranoia.
site alone.
The dart up and over
It's
towards
a
the top.
great
Just wants to
Omen
play
flash
in.
from him.
Forsaken. He's safe for now.
Oh, Jing.
Responds with the rocket.
Forsaken is playing so good.
Sidestepping all of them.
Deploying drone. Enemy mark.
And reinforcements have arrived. PRX trying to hotly contest most of this space here, but they have given up all of B in the process, and now a mad scurry and a dash. Fnatic making moves over towards the opposite
Hey,
side.
I mean, it's an empty
They've got enough
site.
time. You can
Yeah.
see PRX doing a re-clear at the moment. And that
again,
has informed
Forsaken.
this rotate for
Getting
Forsaken.
here early,
He gets
smokes
down
it
at the
off.
anchor spot again. He is everywhere.
7 bullets, doesn't
He
want to
is
reload, doesn't want to give
everything.
away his pulse.
And Fnatic look like they've given up on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
is
think
Boaster
that is the right call.
waiting
Boaster's
to maybe
HP.
teleport in if Crashies had managed to open up the site. This just
Okay, we
looks
did
like
say
a USA.
MVP. If
time left.
Fnatic
Whistle
win,
it
unless
down.
someone goes crazy, Alpha gets it.
PRX.
And then I said it's very
Look at the
open for
impact rate
PRX.
again that
Forsaken
had
is
here.
gunning for that MVP with how he's
It was
playing.
impossible to get through. They had to use a cam, a recon, huge amounts of info. The Neon ultimate as
get
well
one?
to push him back. And all that happened was he teleported back and played inside of his own smoke.
Lorax is
Used
on
the
board the
paranoia,
train.
got 2 kills and then
GG.
teleported to the other side and made them save through sheer aura.
Did the Lorax join the train before Sideshow?
The
Wild.
anchor play is phenomenal from this guy so far.
Insane confidence.
Oh my god. That's the most
Pretty rock solid. It's difficult to watch him.
Good chances,
Put a
but they
foot
can
wrong.
definitely come up with some ult ideas if they wanted to. Does Patman just
One round
insta-pop
away
his
from that
ult?
first stepping stone.
Some kind of
PRX
setup,
are looking
or-
for deep hold again. This
Yeah,
is
insta-pop over
aggression
towards
by
B.
Fnatic.
And
Hold up.
Jing takes
Bit of spam
safety
into the
behind the spammable box.
And instantly calling for the retreat.
Looking to try to put the pressure on early, maybe anticipating that that's where Forsaken was going to be playing. And the cam up above the pit, not going to spot Patman.
Gaming his timing, something. He's going to be handed that surely. A fight to be taken. A lot of damage on the
Big Jewel.
Crashies.
Oh, what a stun.
Ricochets
Oh my
perfectly
goodness,
in
what a
place.
stun.
The divide
Oh, it's
topples.
Spike.
Something trying to fill
Oh, it's
those
Spike.
gaps, though.
5 bullets.
Straight from behind, Spike
Good
dropped
reposition
down.
from him.
Smoke
He W keys?
It's all down to something in that 1v2.
He knows
He
Omen
knows that
has
Boaster's
ult,
gonna
and
play
he
for the
insta,
ultimate.
no
He
hesitation,
knows
pushes
that
over
he doesn't
towards
need to defend
market.
the
Hold
site.
up.
And so something's now found a much earlier timing into market.
Head of it now. Here's the plan. This is the best timing for it. He can isolate a fight. 1v1.
Oh my
Alpha!
god, he had a chance. He gave that a great go.
Safe pair of hands.
It was nice from Fnatic, you give him
He
that.
saves Fnatic.
Yeah,
That could have
it
been
is a small mess up from
real
Jing.
play from something. He's been struggling to hold on to these gaps in the map. He's got a really difficult job
Dude, the stun
trying
was
to
sick.
hold on to mid. And here Divide gets overwhelmed by his stun, and something caught up. Has to turn, pivot. In a
Jeez, that
moment,
kill is-
catches Chronicle. Almost made the magic happen. But still Fnatic, with that grit, pushes to the final round of regulation.
Okay,
Can they give overtime in
one
map
go
one?
at it. No ults for this one, other than Chronicles ult. If they go over towards the site and they go super aggro. Whoa! Damn, bro! Damn, dude! It's the Chinese special. I can't remember what team did it in China, but it's incredible with the recon over the top. Omen flash close, satchel up, Sage. Whoa, so
They
you
want
see
this
through the
first
window?
stepping stone,
Damn,
they
that's
want it
sick.
bad.
I can't remember what team did it in China, but it was a while ago.
In a tough 2v4.
God, what a time to bring that one out.
PRX, this first map.
Billy? Yeah, that's it. It is Billy, you're right.
Viper's pit offloaded. A blight onto the site that's given them that safety net. Fnatic trying to play through, but immediately it falls.
Holy, what a time to bring that one up. That was so sick. That was so sick. Okay, Fnatic gave that a good go though. Double pistol helped them, but